Didn't even turn the camera on. Just made a few test casts. Once again, my biggest bluegill comes in the winter. Look here. Now look here. This is exactly the length that I've been getting, I don't know, 5-10 times already. Most of them on this very lake. I have never caught a 10-inch bluegill, folks. But what a tank. It fought like a shell cracker. I thought I had a bass. Absolute tank of a bluegill. I think harvesting such a fish is, you gotta be a little bit heartless. Well, good evening, folks. Man, Tennessee is beautiful, even in December. Look at this. Look at the watercolor, the bank, even in December. So pretty. I'm back for another quick test, folks. Today is Friday, but tomorrow I want to take the boat with electric only to a little bit bigger lake, maybe even Tennessee River, a little bit longer drive. And I want to make sure that everything is comfortable and safe. I did some upgrades compared to my first trip last week. I do have a lithium battery now for the rear electric trolling motor, so that thing can go for many hours now. It's a 100 amp hour battery. I brought some 1-2 extra anchors. I put the extra anchors for some extra weight for stability, but I do want the boat to come off the trailer easier so I can fish some new waters. You'll probably see me fish some new lakes now that I couldn't fish before because it was too shallow and you just couldn't fish with the gas motor. The lake is very low today. When I put the boat in the water, it pops off the trailer right away. I don't need to go so deep for the heavy boat to float off. And overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not as stable as before. That's the only downside. But I don't want to put any more weight because the boat is so different now, folks. You have no idea, this big deep V, how easy it is to maneuver just with the rear trolling motor, which gives you safety. I have two trolling motors. I can go long distances. Both of them have huge. The front one has 2 lithium batteries. This one has 1. And having a couple of anchors for balance is not the end of the world. I mean, if you don't have a gas engine and you're fishing in the winter, having an anchor on the boat is probably a good idea. So all in all, I think I have the confidence to do a longer drive tomorrow. But since I'm here, let me turn the boat around and we're gonna cast on this drop off over here. It's plenty of fish, a little bit to the left, in front, a little bit to the right. And I already caught a 10-inch bluegill. I believe I already showed you this video. But since I'm here, it's already almost 1 o'clock. I will fish here for an hour and a half and then I gotta go home and get everything ready for tomorrow. But stay with me and let's see what we're gonna catch here in this miserable weather. It's 33 degrees air temp right now. It's just barely above freezing. Alright, let's start with the eradicator, which I haven't fished in a while. I've been reviewing both of my belezas, and because of that I fished mostly the belezas. But the eradicator is here. This is 1.7 pound line that breaks at 1 pound. I don't know how the river calculates these diameters, but you're not gonna lift more than 1 pound with this line. And even 1 pound is with brand new line with 0 abrasion and 0 damage. But on this little lake, I don't plan on lifting anything even close to 1 pound. So let's cast around. It does look very nice and it casts like a dream. So I don't mind. I will fish it for 1 season, but I don't plan on buying any more 1 pound lines. By the way, this is also a 1.5 gram jig with a tube, with a super glued tube. Super good, a bunch of these tubes for my customers who bought those boxes with hand-installed jigs with them. But I myself, because I'm testing my lures, I myself haven't had a chance to fish them. So I do want to make some casts today. The testing with the dangly tail is done. I have full confidence in the dangly tail. So let's try some new lures today. The first run with this tube was not successful. It's extremely natural. That's why I picked it, because the water is very cold and very clear. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Only 46 degrees water temp. Last week, just not even 7, just 5 days ago, it was 50, 51 when I recorded here the video about the belezas. Big temperature drop. So there is no more fish on the bank. There is nothing shallow. What happened? Did you pull the lure off? Yeah, the glue came off. The glue came off, and that's it. These Daiwa jig heads, folks, this is a tungsten jig head. These Daiwa jig heads just do not hold glue. There is no force that can make them hold glue. But let's run it on the bottom now. There is just a few fish on the bottom, and they're very small. But very often the fish on the bottom will eat, and the suspended fish are in, like, I don't know, some state of, I don't know what to call it. What is this? Second fish of the day. First fish, a 10-inch bluegill, rounding up a little bit. Second fish, 4-inch bass. Yeah, the tungsten will bomb, that's for sure. Problem is, now that the tube is not glued to the head, it kind of slides down. I have to push it on every cast. And to tell you the truth, when I twitch, look at the tip on it. This is 60 frames per second. When I twitch, the tip of the rod is flexing too much. When the tip is flexing, I can't impart the action that I want. For twitching, for everything else, you can tolerate soft tip. But when you twitch, you don't want your tip to flex on the twitch, because then you're not twitching, then you're just slowly pulling. It's just not a twitch. It's not so irritating. It doesn't look struggling. Maybe in the winter you don't need to twitch. That's a separate topic. But I'm just saying 1.5 gram is already, I can fish with it. I caught a fish. It casts good. But when I twitch, the tip is so thin on this eradicated. It has no power. Not that it's soft. It just has no power. It's not the action. It's the power. It just has no power to pull this 1.5 gram jig already above the optimal weight for the eradicator. You can fish it, but the optimal weight is these 1 gram jigs that I cast around in the spring around the beds. When you don't want to bomb, you're fishing very shallow, you just want a 1 gram jig. That's the rod you want. Nothing else will cast it better. Let's cast some other stuff. I'm gonna switch this jig to something lighter anyway. I need something like 1.25 gram. 1 gram is too light today, but let's see if a tiny Chinese Swimbait will work. I've seen realistic fishing fish with the same one, because I bought it on Temu. I think he bought it on Temu too. See if this one is better. Ah! Wow, one fish came and chased it, and it's a bluegill, not a crappie. As the jig was following the bottom and it started to go up and the bluegill came off the bottom. I actually saw this one. Second bluegill of the day. Much smaller than the first, but still a nice bluegill. They just look so small when they pale.
Not so pale.
You're on it.
Today's snow is crippling much of the Washington lowlands.
No, look at this. Look at this, look. Pulled it completely down. Yeah, I'm retiring this jig. What else are we gonna tie here? I don't know if I wanna put anything light at all. Is there anything lighter here? Like a 125 maybe. Yeah, 125 number 12. I don't know about the orange color, but other than the orange color, I feel good about putting 125 12 here. I started iFish tackle with only the 1 gram number 12, and when I made available the size 10 hooks, everybody moved to the size 10 hooks like forever. I was even wondering, do I even need to buy size 12 hooks anymore? And you can't buy a few. If you want to get any kind of good price, you have to buy like 100,000 of them. It takes a long time to sell 100,000. But now people tried the size 10 hook. Now they tried, there we go. Man, first cast with my dangly tail, even though it's orange color. I love this thing. It gives me confidence. Because something is moving behind the rear. What is this? These bluegill are so yellow, they really look like shellcracker in the winter. By the way, I'm noticing how the wind is blowing me. It's worse than before. But with these two anchors, I'm kind of okay. No way. No freaking way. All of a sudden we have a bite. And my gosh, folks, I love my belezas. I will never sell either one of them. But a beleza is not an eradicator. By the way, a shout out to my buddy. I forgot your name, but one guy told me, because I said the only good eradicator is the 6'7". Sorry, but that's the only one with the slow action. Everything else, you can see the diameter of the blank. Even it tells you on the website that it's a fast action. He bought the 7'3". He told me the tip is no good. He's looking to sell it. Got you! You couldn't help it. You wanted the dangaloo, didn't you? In this clear water, this orange color, you can probably see it from like 10 feet away. Hey, this bluegill has some color left. Here is a male with a little bit of color in December. Did we break something? No. He was probably holding it with the skin of his teeth again. That's my guess. Not too small. He pulled some drag, bent the tip. What else do you want? Got him. Got him. Wow, they're ripping because they bluegill. The ones with the color rip more. Is he by the skin of his teeth? He is. What a difference, folks. What a difference the cold weather does. You don't even need statistics. There's like a 100% correlation. The weather got cold and I'm grabbing these fish just for the edge of the lip here. And sometimes they only grab the tail. But just a week ago, well, a week ago it was not so convincing, but let's say 2 weeks ago, I mean, every other fish with this jig would be deep hooked. Like deep all the way in the throat. Sometimes gone through the gills. Now the weather is colder and they're just, it's different. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be something small. I don't know what to do now. How long can I catch this before you guys abandon me and close the browser? You guys are not like that, are you? Man, I mean, fate is, or irony. I just mentioned no deep hooked fish today, and I couldn't even finish my sentence, and I deep hooked one. I talked about the statistics, the 100% correlation. I'm telling you, it's like somebody is listening to you. Sometimes it's just too freaking ironic. Better don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, or you might have to eat your own words. Good bluegill for me today. Fish. Feels like a crappie. In the middle of the lake. They're nowhere near close to the bank. First crappie of the day. I know it's crappie. I don't need to see it. Now let it be 11-inch bluegill so I eat my words. No, it is a crappie. It's a beautiful looking crappie. Has a little bit of color. It's not pale. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous looking crappie. The iFish YouTube channel is where you're gonna see the most beautiful 10-inchers on YouTube. How many times have I told you? Man, that's beautiful. I came here, the boat is good. Oops, man, the boat is moving a little bit too much. The boat is good as soon as I said it, and the boat moved. And I kind of lost balance. Finally, one of them ate it. Good crappie, but I don't want to take home fish like this. But if I catch a 12-incher, I might. This one could have been close to 12, to be honest with you. Felt amazing to finally feel some weight. Oh, wow. Just reeling it up when you're not trying. Not a small bluegill either. Whoa! Whoa! Do you know this blotch, black blotch, is very common actually for bluegill? Even though I personally rarely see it, but I see people talking about it in videos. This black blotch is very common. Don't feel like no crappie. Don't feel like no crappie. Even the bluegill, look folks, even the bluegill is in the middle of the lake. This cold water just pushed everything just in the middle of the lake. Got you! Hey, this might even be a crappie. Small one though, but no, too fierce. Too fierce to be a crappie. But if it's not a crappie, it's a nice bijik. Yep, very nice bijik. That's a 9-incher here. Maybe not 9, but 8 for sure. That is a good bluegill. Winter bluegill look like this. Fish. Come on, crappie. No, too fierce. Too fierce. Very fierce. I mean, a good bite, don't get me wrong. These are above average bluegill. These are nice bluegill. One was almost 10 inches. The very first that I didn't catch on the video, but most of you will believe me. Yeah, the very first was the biggest. That's how it goes. I don't know where all the crappie is. At this point, to catch a crappie, it would be just pure luck. I tried shallow, I tried deep, I saw a few trees over there, some structure. Everything has bluegill. I don't know where the bass is, the catfish. You know, a couple of months ago, this cove over there was full of blue catfish, baby blue catfish. I mean, I could catch 6 or 7 in the same video. Now everything is gone. The only thing left visible is bluegill. Some decent bluegill again. Coming here today in such a good, calm weather is just peaceful. The boat, the trolling motor is good. The balance is better than last time. I have more electric power now. I have the confidence to go on a longer trip tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. I'm still happy with whatever it's been served today. There's another fish. Bite is not too difficult to find a decent bluegill. Most of the cast, at least you get something, some interest. Just cannot find the crappies. That's another good bluegill. I'm talking good. I'm talking woo. These fish here get pink in the winter. That's a good bluegill, folks. Look at this. Huh? That's a good one. Fish. Yeah. Actually, now in the afternoon, I feel the bite improved, or I found different fish. I don't know. There was a point over there they were grabbing only the tail. And now the size is good, and they're hitting with confidence and not teasing you. They hit hard. You enjoy the setup of the hook and the fight. Got him! This fish was 4 feet under the surface. And it's a crappie. Unbelievable. And it's a runner. You go figure me this, Batman. What was the exact expression? I remember these expressions, but not exactly. Why is the crappie 4 feet under the surface, catching over there in the middle of the lake, the bluegill, and there's crappie here? I'm sure it's by pure luck, but there was 3 or 4 of them. And I saw the larger marks. I'm like, I haven't seen these marks all afternoon. Victor, make your best cast. And so I did, and look, pow, right in the kisser. By the skin of his teeth. Now, this one is smaller than the first, but yeah. Fish. Ripper again. These bluegill can be tough to catch, but when you catch them, they can rip some line. That's a female. The larger fish today were definitely female. Folks, I have to go because I gotta go pick up the kids from school, and I don't want to stay too late today. Now that I have confidence that everything is fine with the boat, I want to take a longer ride tomorrow and find some bigger fish. Hey, this is an 8-inch bluegill. Believe you me, this is the rig that we used to catch them today. This is the 6'7" Eradicator. This is the STSF Luvius, 1.7 pound polyester from Varivas. BG1, this is the 125-12 that was working best today, but not because it's anything better, but just because this is exactly what I was catching. It's kind of bluegill, so I didn't need the bigger hook, but they were kind of deep, so the 125-12 fit the bill perfectly. Look at this dangly tail. It was much better than the Berkeley tube. Let me tell you that. Thank you guys for watching another one. Hey, USS Liberty is still looking for a buyer, for a good buyer and a good new home. If you're interested in a deep V boat, send me an email and we can talk about some options. You can get the boat, you can get any of the electronics. You can get the boat with the trolling motor, which comes with 2 lithium batteries already. Everything wired, I just rewired it. I can even give you the rear electric trolling motor with another lithium battery. So until you find a gas engine, you can zoom around with 2 electric trolling motors just like me. I'll give you a couple of anchors. I mean, just everything that you see, you can have it, and you can fish even before you find a gas engine. But I want to find a good new home for USS Liberty because I want to buy a different boat that's not a deep V, that's more like a bass boat, so I can fish for crappie and bluegill without the wind blowing me around so much. This boat is good for, you have to have at least half of your fishing catfish or carp to take advantage of all of this space. Look at the space in this boat, folks. Look at the space. Can you believe this is only a 16-foot boat? You can tow this with an SUV. I towed it for 5 years with my Subaru. With the little Subaru, with the little transmission. If you know somebody who is interested in a boat, please forward him this video. Thank you guys one more time for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye, folks.